This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, okay guys, let's start. Let me share my screen. Okay, are you able to see my screen, guys?
No, we are not able.
Yeah, okay. So guys, let me recall previous class. So in last class, we have discussed about the network topic. So we see how to create a VPC. Okay, what is the purpose of VPC? What are the components of VPC? We discussed in last class. So basically, VPC is a virtual private cloud. So we can create a private network in AWS by using VPC. So to create a VPC, compulsory so VPC definition, subnet, route table, gateway. Okay, so these are the things we can need compulsory. So based on them, we can create a number of private networks. So how to create, why we have to create, we discussed in last class. So also we discussed about elastic IP and security group, right? So all these things completed, right, guys?
Amar, Elastic IP, I think
Hello,
so,
guys.
not completed.
Not completed. Okay, no problem. So security group completed, right? Okay. So here guys, what is elastic IP? So elastic IP is nothing but again under, if you go to VPC service, okay, so there elastic IP you can see, right? So basically elastic IP means it's a static IP. We can call it as a static IP also. Okay, static IP or maybe permanent IP. So what is the purpose of elastic IP mean? If you see guys, your servers, your EC2 instance, while creating, you're getting one IP address. And assume that you stopped your server and you restarted your server. So that time you're getting one more IP, guys. Your IP is not constant every time. If you stop and start your server, you will get one more IP address for your server. But in real time, that is not the use case. You should have a common IP address always. Okay, so that is where elastic IP concept comes into picture, guys. What is elastic IP means? Elastic IP is like one service. If you create elastic IP, you will get one IP address, and that IP address you can allocate to your EC2 instance, so that it will be permanent to that EC2 instance. Okay, so it will be permanent, but there are some conditions, guys. Once you create elastic IP, it should not be idle. I mean, without attachment to EC2. It should not be idle, guys. That IP address, you will be charged for that. The attached EC2 instance should not be in stopped state. So these are the two conditions, guys, if you go with elastic IP. So once you create a elastic IP, you will get one IP address, public IP address. It should not be without attachment, guys. It should not be idle. I mean, without, you can see the status. Is it attached to any EC2 instance or not? So without attachment, if it is there means you will be charged, first thing. Second thing, so example, you attached your elastic IP. Somehow you don't have some maybe work with that EC2 instance, you stopped for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, you will be charged that way also. So at any cost, your EC2, that elastic IP should not be idle, because guys, there are no enough IPs in the market. So that's the reason they're not allowing to allocate to your unused servers, or else unnecessarily idle. So let me show you that. So guys, can someone please share your screen? Who would like to share the screen today? Hello? Guys? Who would like to share the screen? Anybody? Hello? Who will take care, guys? I need just AWS console, nothing else. Sanath, you want to take care?
No, sorry, Amar, my laptop is repairing. So today I don't have a laptop.
Okay. Okay. So guys, tell me guys quickly, who has the laptop? Who logged in from your laptop? Nothing is required, only your AWS account. Quickly respond, guys. So please guys, don't waste the time.
I am on a phone.
Okay.
I thought most of the people staying at home, I think so.
Yeah, me also connected in mobile only.
Amar, me too. In mobile only.
Yeah, I think most of the guys are at home now, hometown. Maybe that's the reason.
I think
Okay.
Monday is the correct time to log in.
Monday, huh? Okay. Okay then guys, let's wind up. What about Sunday? Sunday also not available. Huh? So tomorrow I have some other work actually. Can you make it Sunday?
Actually, okay, Amar.
Okay.
I'm okay, Amar, Sunday.
I'm also okay, Amar.
I'm not sure. Do you guys ready with your laptop that day? Sunday?
Sunday,
Only
yes.
small portion only, not
Yes,
only
sir.
for half an hour, 45 minutes. Yes.
Yes,
Do
Sunday
you
is
guys
okay.
ready with your laptop that day? I'm sorry.
Amar, Ajit here. If nobody is available, I can share my screen. I'm from laptop.
Yes, Ajit.
Now are you ready with your laptop, Ajit?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, please go ahead then. Yeah, we'll complete today itself. Then.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I don't have AWS setup now. Quickly we'll do that. I logged into my console.
Oh, you don't have account, Ajit?
I have account. I have account. The only thing is the putty, that EC2 instance. Do we need to create?
Not required. Not required. Just I will show how to create Elastic IP. Your EC2 instance and all not required. Go to services, VPC. Left hand side you have services button, right? Can you click on VPC button? VPC services. Click on services. Search with VPC. So today I will give one task, guys, auto scaling and load balancer task. I will explain the stuff and also I will give how to create. Go to VPC. VPC. Okay. So left hand side you have Elastic IP concept. So guys, if you need a permanent IP for your servers, you need this elastic IP concept. Change delay is there. Elastic IPs. Left hand side elastic IP option is there, right?
Yeah.
Select it. So if you create elastic IP, your Amazon pool, so from Amazon pool you will get one IP address, guys. So public IP address. That public IP you can allocate to your EC2 instance. Yeah, allocate new elastic IP. Allocate new. Come down. Come down. Allocate. Yeah. That's it, guys. Now you got one IP address. Okay, so this IP address you can allocate. Now click on actions button. So see, associate elastic IP address. Select that. Here you will get options for your EC2 instance. Choose your EC2 instance. It seems right away you don't have any EC2 instance. Okay, so generally once you create EC2 instance, you can see your IP address, right? Public IP. And in that position itself, you can see once you allocate your EC2 instance here. Once you allocate your IP address to your EC2 instance, okay, it will be permanent, guys. Now onwards, if you shut down, if you stop and start also, you won't get again the IP will be always available to your server. It won't be released. So elastic IP, this concept is called, guys. So by default, elastic IP is free of cost only, but two conditions. So right now you're associating with your EC2 instance, right? If this associate not happen, so something you created, but you not associated with any EC2 instance, that time you will be charged. Now countdown started because you haven't attached it now. You just created your EC2 instance. Sorry, elastic IP. You haven't attached to any EC2 instance. Okay, and one more thing is you should not. So maybe once attached, once this elastic IP attached with EC2 instance, you shut down your server. Again, you will be charged, guys, for that also. So always your EC2, your elastic IP should be in used state only. If it is in unused state, you will be charged because there are no enough IPs in the market. So that's the reason they did like this. Okay, so this is what about elastic IP, guys. You can test it after the class. Create your new EC2 instance. Okay, here create elastic IP. Attach that elastic IP with that EC2 instance, and shut down and start your server again. You will get the same IP. But nowadays, if you don't go with elastic IP, your server will get every day new IP address. I mean, if you shut down and start it, if you don't shut down, it won't be changed, guys. For any reason, if you shut down and start it again, you will be getting new IP. If it is a normal IP, but elastic IP means you will get a common IP. That is what about elastic IP, guys. Now let me take control. Everybody, guys, please mute yourself. Everybody mute yourself, guys, please. So next thing is auto scaling and load balancer concept, guys.
Amar, I have a doubt.
Auto scaling and load balancer. Huh?
Hello, Amar.
I'm sorry, guys. Yes.
In real time, all are going to be elastic IPs only. So what will be happen organization?
It depends. Maybe there will be some dependencies. Something based on this IP, you are configuring something. Some other application calling, you are calling this application by using public IP only. Then compulsory, you will go with elastic IP only. If no dependency, you are using internal purpose. If something that IP changed also, I don't have any problem. In that way, no need to select. But anyway, your IP address is free of cost only, right? So you can go with elastic IP, your wish. So mostly we'll go with elastic IPs only, real time.
Who will tell us that
Okay.
requirement?
Nobody will tell you. You have to understand. Example, I am an application. You are an application guy, and I'm like a DevOps. While creating, so I will ask you. So what is this server belongs to? So is it a public IP, public it should be public network and private network. I'll ask them. If it is public network, always something this based on this IP, I'm calling this application. Okay. So then I will go with elastic IP only. Because if every time it's changed, example today I shut down, I started something new IP to change if I don't go with elastic IP. I'm sorry?
Amar, is this permanent IP or temporary? Elastic IP means.
Permanent, that's what I'm saying. Permanent IP.
Oh.
If you create
Once,
and allocate, it will be permanent.
That's why we are using, right?
And
It
Amar,
will be
how we
permanent
can
until you delete
remove
it.
this this elastic IP if not required? How
Same,
we
go
can-
back, select your elastic IP. So just now I showed right associate option. There itself you have an option called release option also. Once you select elastic IP, there go to actions, there itself release option is there. If you release it, it will be released.
And after release,
Okay,
there
so
will be
just
no
now I
charge.
showed associate option, right? I'm sorry?
After releasing the IP, there will be no charge from their side, right?
No. After releasing, again you have to delete it. Two things are there.
Okay.
So now
Amar, can we
you
do that?
created, then associated, right?
Amar, we created an elastic IP now in my system, right? Can we release it and delete it? Otherwise, it will charge for me, right?
Exactly, delete it. Delete also.
So-
Select and delete option is there.
So there is first option is release
So please
elastic
delete.
IP address. If you can share my
That
screen,
one
then I
only,
can go
release.
to the team.
Exactly. Release. Yes, you have to release it.
Amar, if we have deleted IP also deleted, right?
Yes.
Then how can we take up again back to?
You'll get again dynamically. Your EC2 instance will get dynamic IP then.
So for this practice session, we are not generally taking this elastic IP, right?
No, we are going with normal dynamic IP only. Every time when you start your EC2 instance, you're getting new IP. Dynamic IP you're getting, not static IP. Only I'm giving an option. I'm just giving hint about that permanent IP. So whenever if it is required, you have to go with that. Otherwise, no need to use. For practice purpose, no need to do that. Only in real time, for permanent IPs, you will go with elastic IP. So once you create and attach, it will be permanent to your EC2 instance. That is what. Okay.
Amar, can you please
Yeah.
share my screen?
So
I
next,
just released my elastic IP. Then there is no option to delete it. It is disappeared from my list.
that's what release means. Already you like again released from your server. So okay, your good name
Okay.
Ajit, right?
Ajit. Yeah. So
Yeah, if it is not there, means that's already deleted.
Amar, how to
I'm
release and
sorry?
delete it? How to release and delete it? That one. Yes. Okay.
yeah.
Here two things, guys. So just a minute. Can you share your screen, Ajit?
Yeah, my
Ajit,
screen is shared.
share
now.
your screen.
It's shared now.
Yeah, here in this list, already it is disappeared means there is no elastic IP. You deleted it. Release
did.
means already you released it.
I released it, but
Can
not
you change
deleted.
the
Here is
view? Wait. Actually, I'm
yes.
sorry, there's something I'm not sure today. Not like, again, what I can say. So not comfortable with the voice. Something getting different way. So I'm not sure. Can you please change the view? Left hand side, you have new VPC experience. That option is there, right? Can you make that? Just disable that left hand side radio button is there, right? New VPC experience, that radio button. Disable
Yeah, I
it.
did that.
So actually the recent view is not good, guys. It seems network also too much slow.
Yeah, okay.
So here, guys, allocate is nothing but creation. Associate nothing but attaching. Okay. So releasing, disassociate means detaching from your EC2 instance. So allocating means, can you open your notepad? Open your notepad. So creating is nothing but allocate. Allocate new address option is there, right? Yeah, allocate. That means you created now. Allocate. Allocate is nothing but allocating. You're getting one IP address. So thereafter, okay, once you got your IP address, select your IP address and associate is nothing but attaching. Associate is nothing but attaching to your EC2 instance. Select your IP, then go, if you select action button, associate is nothing but attaching to your EC2 instance. Okay, so in the same way, once you select your IP address here, disassociate option will be there. Disassociate means detaching from your EC2 instance. Next one, select associate is attaching the IP address to. In the same way, select, okay, allocate, close. Now select your IP address, actions. See guys, here different options will be there. Select. Associate means attaching. Now disassociate not there because you haven't attached. So later you will get disassociate means detaching. Then after release. Releasing means nothing but delete. Delete option. Okay. So these are the options for your EC2 instance. Yeah, release it. Okay. So this is about Elastic IP, guys. So I haven't attached because it doesn't have EC2 instance. Maybe after the practice, create your EC2 instance. So here, select your IP address and attach it to your associate with your EC2 instance. Okay, this is what Elastic IP. Okay, now let me share back my screen. Okay, so guys, next topic is auto scaling or load balancer. Okay, so we do have two concepts, high availability concepts, guys. These are high availability topics. So these are high availability services, guys. So always your real-time application should be highly available at any cost. Example, google.com, facebook.com, twitter.com, youtube.com, whatsapp.com. So those servers where this application running at any cost, those should be highly available, up and running. So that is what, again, there are so many ways, guys. Out of it, AWS has these two methods. Okay, these not only AWS topics, guys, general concept, auto scaling and load balancer topics are general topics, not only AWS topics. In AWS also we have these topics. What is load balancer? So guys, simple load balancer means, so guys, generally have you any time maybe, so don't say recently like you heard about that. Okay, so generally like these applications, net banking application, youtube.com, google.com, gmail.com, facebook.com, very critical servers guys, very critical servers. At any cost, these applications, where these applications running, so definitely it would be somewhere their data center or maybe AWS servers or Azure servers. They are maintaining this application. So at any cost, they should be up and running. They should not shut down. They should for any cost. At any time, even midnight, those servers should be up and running. That is the reason I am able to connect to them. YouTube.com, Facebook.com, I am able to open 24/7. Okay, so but like what happened? So definitely guys, operating system means there will be so many problems. It could be hardware problem, it could be software problem, application problems, so many ways, so many issues may arise. But how come where they are managing the applications 24/7 without any downtime? So guys, there are different ways of availability options are there. So one of the option is load balancer. So very rare case guys. YouTube.com, Facebook.com, I never seen that. I never faced that application is down. How come? How come it is possible? Definitely there could be application issue, downtime, like they may upgrade their application. They may, again, what I can say, like software issue, application issue, performance issues. So system is common, but how they are maintaining? So guys, actually in backend for same application, whatever the application they are running in their server, right? They may maintain multiple servers, not a single server, guys. Multiple servers. 10 to based on load. How many servers means? Your application guy will tell you. Based on the load, based on the number of users. 10, 20, 30, 50, everywhere same application. But how customer connecting? Basically every server has different IP address. Then how I am able to connect? So single IP, multiple IP address I cannot match with single DNS name, youtube.com. Then how I am able to connect to this application? So guys, that is where there is a service, there is an application again. So one more layer. So load balancer, that is one of the service guys again. So not only in AWS, outside also you can achieve that. You can install a load balancer application everywhere apart from your application. Okay, example Tomcat running here on top of all my servers. Same application, same website running on 10 servers. Definitely you will get different IP address. Customer cannot connect with by, so am I connecting with YouTube1, YouTube2.com, something like that? No, simply YouTube.com I am making. How it is possible? So guys, what will happen? So they will maintain a load balancer application. So here in AWS, it's a service, load balancer service is there. So if I map this load balancer with these applications, okay, so you will get a common, you are grouping all these servers, wherever my application running, right? You are grouping all your servers with this load balancer. The common application with your single load balancer. While creating your load balancer, you have to attach these servers to this load. You'll get you'll give the server configuration here. So you will get common DNS if you create a load balancer. Example youtube.com. Okay, some common DNS you will get if you group your number of servers. So as always, same application only you will group together, guys. Not different application. What is the use? It's not called as load balancer. If same application running, so those servers I'll make as a load balancer. Balancing the load between the servers is called as load balancer. Here you will get one common IP. So your customer will be given this IP address only, guys. Just a minute, guys. Your customer will be given this IP address only, not your server IP address. It is the additional layer on top of your servers. You'll get a DNS name. So now youtube.com. So I'm connecting to this only, guys. Customer is connecting to this server only, not to this servers. So obviously, when I connect here, what will happen? What this load balancer will do? So always it will check the load on top of these servers, guys. Which server is busy? Which server is not busy? So there will be health checks in backend. Always health checks will happen on top of these servers. Your load balancer service will do that. While configuring load balancer, will tell to this load balancer how to check what is the time frame, maybe every 5 minutes, something like that. It will keep on check the load on top of these servers. What is the load? If it is reduced, so example, now just one user connected youtube.com from his website, from browser. So that connection will be reached here. So here load balancer has the information which server has less load. It will go to that server. From there you are getting the page. Here two advantages, guys, with load balancer. One is your customer never feels server downtime, because definitely, guys, so example, this server is might be down because of some software issue, hardware issue, any other issue. But still other servers are there. Always will take, if you need 10 servers, you will take 15 servers. Guys, if you need 15 servers, 20 servers I'll maintain. So if something 2-3 servers down also because of any reason, because of the load, out of memory, out of RAM, anytime we may face this problem. But still other servers will serve the request. That is the reason, guys, in real time, most of the time, critical application never goes down. Always your application will be available, even peak time also. That too, if I have good internet, I'll get a good response also from server. How it is possible? Basically, youtube.com, crores of customers using at the same time, but still I'm getting good response, good speed. It's not because of my net speed. That is one factor. Apart from that, they also using load balancer. Because of that, I'm getting very full response, because always you'll get the response from where I have the less load. That is the reason, guys. Two advantages. Even 1 or 2 servers down also, your application still running on the other servers. You're getting full speed, enough speed, because your load balancer always get the page from only from which server like it has the less load. That is the advantage of load balancer, guys. Okay, so that is one high availability. General concept, it is not only AWS topic, it is the general concept. So next concept is load auto scaling, guys. One more concept called auto scaling. What is auto scaling means? It is one more service, not only AWS, it's a general concept again. There are many ways to configure this auto scaling. In AWS also, this auto scaling concept is there. One more service. If I integrate this auto scaling with load balancer, what will happen means, guys? Again, it is also high availability concept. This auto scaling also. As name states, again, auto scaling also high, it will scale up the servers and scale down the servers. And why do we need scale up and scale down? So, guys, again, there is one advantage for that. So, example, youtube.com. So, generally morning time, it's a peak time, morning time. Number of users also maybe 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crores people may watch the videos. Morning time. What about night time, guys? Midnight? Do we have the same load on midnight also, guys? Generally, any application? No, right? Midnight and all. Very less load, maybe 10%, 20% load only might be there. So example, morning times I need 20 servers maximum, maybe 50 servers, 100 servers to go, maybe to speed up the process, to get enough load on top of your server. 30 servers you need, because maybe like 2-3 crores of people watching my videos. So 30 servers I need maximum. Okay. So example, maximum is 30 servers, maybe 25 servers maximum, but I'll maintain some 5 servers extra. 30 servers I need maximum at any peak time. Assume that. In the same way, midnight. Okay, so maybe midnight hardly some 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 50 lakhs users only. For 50 lakhs users, I need 6 to 7 servers, but I'm maintaining 10 servers minimum. So maximum 30 servers I need morning time. So unnecessarily, if I don't have auto scaling concept, guys, at any compulsory I'll maintain 30 servers full day, even though night time not required. I'll maintain 30 servers. So I generally cloud services, how much you use, that much you have to pay. If I don't have auto scaling concept, what will happen? At any cost, I'll maintain 30 servers always, even though not required. Night time also, midnight time also, I'll go with the 30 servers. But if you configure auto scaling, here, guys, based on load, while configuring your auto scaling, you will give the load. For how much load, how many servers you need. Example, minimum server is 10 servers. Always your auto scaling, midnight, it will maintain 10 servers, guys. Example, morning 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, little load on 10 servers, 70% load is there now, maybe CPU load. So it will launch 1 or 2 servers. Now what is the count? 12 servers. Again 7:30. By 7:30, even 12 servers also, average 70% load is there. Again it will launch 2 more servers. Again 8 o'clock. Even 14 servers now. On 14 servers, you got and again 70% load. Average it will check always your load balancer. Sorry, your auto scaling. 14 servers, 70% CPU utilization is there. Again, it will launch 2 more. Like this, peak time. Maximum, as I told, I given 30, right? Up to 30 servers it will launch. Maximum. Keep on launching based on the load. Again, okay, morning time done, peak time completed, evening events 8 to 9 o'clock now. So load reduced. Now current maybe 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock evening. Now currently 30 servers available. So load on top of 30 server is now around 30%, 40% only. So it will reduce 1 or 2 servers based on, you have to tell while creating. While creating a auto scaling, you have to tell how many servers you want to reduce each time. So these policies are called as increase policy and decrease policy. I'll show guys. I have a good document also. Let me share. I hope everybody has my Google Drive. So my Google Drive has clear screenshot, guys. Clear document with screenshot. So let me show that screenshot. Everybody. Okay, what you have to do means, guys, launch EC2 instance, install HTTPD, systemctl install.
Amar, are you sharing your screen or not?
Yeah, just a minute. Actually, I'm DevOps notes. Yeah, in DevOps notes, guys, here one one notes is there with the screenshot. So what you have to do, guys, please launch one EC2 instance. Example purpose, install HTTPD there. Then after start the HTTPD, enable also. Enable means, guys, even after restart also. Example, if I restart my server also, it will, the HTTPD application will come up automatically. Okay, cd var www.html. So guys, what is HTTPD application mean? You can host a website, guys, by using HTML language. Here, create one in HTML page, guys. One file under this folder. Okay, so create a file called index.example. Generally, your application guy will do you, not you. He will create a HTML pages. Here, hello world. If you Google it, you will get one sample page, guys. So maybe you can get it how to write hello world HTML page. Okay, so add this page. This may be simple hello world also fine, no issues. This also it will take. Example purpose only, right? So create this, add this entry, add touch under this folder, touch this file, add below entry to this file. Okay, so add this file. So something, if you know HTML language, that is well and good. That HTML language you can insert in this file. Okay, so thereafter follow these instructions, guys. So here clear instructions are there, how to create auto scaling and how to, because it's a little big topic, guys. Maybe again, if you in class minimum 1.5 hours it will take to create this thing. So what I did, so I created a like a document, how to create like this auto scaling with elastic load balancer. Okay, first of all, if you can understand this topic, auto scaling, what is, so did you understand the concept, guys? What is the purpose of load balancer and auto scaling? Here what it will do means, load balancer, it will share the load between number of servers, guys. Okay, so what is the advantage? Two advantages. Have high availability, one topic, and customer feels better performance, because always you're getting the page from like server where you have the less load. That is what advantage of load balancer. Now auto scaling, guys. Auto scaling, what is the advantage here? Again, high availability, guys. What is this auto scaling will do, guys? Always, example, as per current load, you need 10 servers. We assume that 20 servers you need. Morning around 11 o'clock. So current as per load, I need 10 servers, 20 servers. Okay, your auto scaling always maintain those 20 servers. Even one of the server down somehow, some application issue, some maybe hardware issue, or else some other issue, you shut down one server, it will launch again one that server. At any cost, it will maintain 10 servers, 20 servers. What based on the load, current load need 20 servers. 20 servers it will maintain at any cost. High availability, always your application will be available. So here in auto scaling, if I don't want to go with a fresh OS, right? So that's where what I am doing, I'm creating one EC2 instance, installing some basic application, maybe in real time your application, whatever the application you need. Here I'm going with HTTPD example, simple application, web application. So I can host a website with HTTPD, HTML language. Okay, so hello world page I'm creating in that. So what I will do after this, so just follow these steps, guys. Create a AMI. Okay, so AMI means, guys, I hope everybody knows it. What is AMI? Amazon Machine Image. Guys, Amazon Machine Image means ISO image. With your EC2 instance you are creating. So with that AMI, again you can recreate your OS. Number of OS. So your auto scaling. To your auto scaling, you will give that AMI only while configuration. So every day, based on, so example, morning 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I need 20 servers. Currently 17 servers available. It will launch 3 more servers. It will take that OS only, that AMI only, which I given to auto scaling. Example 8:30. Now 21 server required. So it will launch one more server. Now after half an hour again load is now 70%. Average load is on top of 21 server. Immediately it will take one more server. Like this guys, your auto scaling load balancer together you will create. So in that way, you are maintaining your number of servers and that too based on load only. So your auto scaling, it will maintain the number of servers, maybe 20 servers, 30 servers. What is the minimum and maximum, right? Minimum night time, it will take minimum server. Example, night 12 o'clock. Hardly any 10 servers enough because there won't be any load. One by one it will reduce. Example guys, night 9 o'clock. Now 2 lakhs users, 2 crores users are there. I need 25 servers, it will maintain. Now example 9:30 p.m. IST. Now only 1.5 crore people are there. So I need hardly like 15 servers. It will reduce 5 servers. It will delete them. Now again after 10 o'clock. Now 1 crore only. Again it will reduce number of servers. It will delete the number of servers. So your auto scaling always it will maintain how many servers you need. It is for cost saving guys. You are saving your cost. How many servers you are launching, that many how many servers you are using. Only that much how I have to pay, right? So your auto scaling always reduce the number of servers when it is not required. And it will always launch new servers when it is required. Only for that time you will pay. Night time you are not paying because you are auto scaling. Automatically scale up, automatically scale down. So guys, at any cost, everybody. So I'll give these steps also, guys. Okay. So everybody, you have to create your auto scaling. You have to test it by following this document. I'll post this link also, but I hope everybody already has my Google Drive. Anybody doesn't have my Google Drive, guys? I hope everybody has my Google Drive.
Sir, give in the group. That will be better.
Yeah, maybe I'll post right away.
Yes.
So again,
Yes.
that Google
Yeah,
Drive.
Amar, do you changes any Google Drive settings? Because of
No.
some nodes are currently not available before.
No, it should be. Whatever the notes I added, definitely it should be there. I'm posting just now. Just a minute. I'll post this whatever I written in my my notes now, plus that Google Drive link also. Yeah. So I posted both the things, guys. At any cost, you have to create this auto scaling concept, guys. Auto scaling and load balancer by following these notes step by step, guys. Okay, so creating AMI with that EC2 instance. Just now I showed, right? This one. Create EC2
So
instance
creating
from the
AMI is a default one. We need to create
sorry?
AMI. That is a mandatory, Amar.
Yes, exactly. So because as I told auto scaling, if you want to go with auto scaling, here you have to give AMI information. From which AMI you want to create your EC2 instance.
Because we
If
have
you
that
give fresh
application,
OS,
so that is the reason.
exactly. Because I need a same application, right? If I give basic CentOS image, what will happen? Simple OS EC2 instance without application. Why I need that application? Why I need that CentOS fresh OS, right? I need application installed OS only. That is the reason I'm creating AMI here. Okay. So here that AMI, with that AMI only, I'll create load balancer. So if you go to EC2 service, their left hand side load balancer option is there. So different types of load balancer. I'm going with a classic load balancer. There you will give the name, maybe your number of servers. Okay, so again, health checks, guys. Here, your load balancer always it will check the load on top of your server. Health checks which server. So always in backend, what your load balancer will do, it will keep on send a request to these servers. Example, you have 10 servers currently. 10 to 10 servers, your load balancer will send the request backend. It doesn't matter user request is there or not. Your load balancer will keep on send the request to open that web page. So how much speed I'm getting? So there is a timeout options also you will get, guys. You will, so while creating a load balancer, you will tell that. See, health checks. So like every 5 minutes. See, every 30 seconds I'm sending a request. So within 5 minutes, 5 seconds, I have to get the response from all the servers. If I don't get, so continuously 2 times. So every 30 seconds it is sending with maybe 2 consecutive times if I don't get within 5 seconds. That means your load balancer will treat that server is busy. Okay, you're getting speed process, maybe response from your server very speed. Okay, within 5 seconds only you are getting the response. That means that server is free only. So your application team will help you that guys to configure those health checks. So what is the interval? Every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds, every 15 seconds, every 20 seconds, your application PI will tell you. So basically we'll create a POC first, then you can understand. So every 5 seconds, your load balancer in backend, it will send the request to your server to open that page. Here clearly I'm saying, so see this index.html file, maybe whatever the file I created this file, right? In every server this will be there. So I'm checking that 80 port index.html. So your load balancer will keep on checking every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds. So from which server I'm getting fast response? That server is not busy. So whenever a user will send a request to that server only, it will send the request. From there only you will get the page. So that is the reason, guys. Generally, like YouTube, Facebook, these are very like a huge customer count is there for them. But still, how I am able to get the response fastly? How I am able to watch the videos? It's because of this concept, load balancer concept, guys. They'll maintain enough number of servers, and your load balancer will send the request to only the server which has very less flow. From there only you will get the page. So here
Amar,
clear definition also there for each step, how to create your load balancer and auto scaling. So guys, without fail, everybody, please create your auto scaling. I already posted my Google Drive link, this notes link, plus that EC2 instance creation steps also. Okay,
where
so make sure that
Amar we didn't receive? Where you pasted?
I'll post in group chat also. Just now, maybe on I think only one group I posted as of now. I'll
Okay.
post in all the groups. Don't worry.
And for
Okay.
this practice purpose, how many EC2 instance we have to launch for this load balancer test?
As of now, one. Okay, so maybe take I as I told here, like auto scaling, minimum 10, maximum 30, right? So you give only minimum 1. So while creating auto scaling, give maximum 2, or maybe go with 4 servers. Practice purpose only, right? After that, you delete it, no problem. Don't
All
keep
the
it, guys.
all
Once
the
you
step
create your auto scaling and load balancer,
all the steps are written in that document, that how to perform that AMI and all.
exactly, everything is there already. Exactly.
Okay.
As it is, just you can follow.
Okay, we will
Maybe
try.
1 or 2 options might be changed, guys, because if day to day your AWS will change so many options. Maybe 1 or 2 options might be changed, but definitely you can understand those steps also. Everything is documented in my my notes. How to create your auto scaling and load balancer. If at all you cannot, okay, something problems, then maybe so you guys send in the discussion group. Okay, so guys, but you have to test this at any cost. You have to understand this auto scaling and load balancer concept. So without fail, please make sure that create this, maybe follow this document, guys, to create this auto scaling and load balancer, so that you can again understand more. So whatever I given the notes and all here, I mean the topic which I discussed here, just overview what is load balancer, what is auto scaling. So in my document, it is clearly mentioned how to create. That is also important. Okay, so make sure that guys follow that, create it, and if you have any problem, send a screenshot in group chat. You have to make sure that you should be able to resolve the issues also, guys. Some guys, what they are doing, simply straight option they are maybe expecting. If straightforward document if you get, so not only you, even 10th class guy also can make it. Straightforward document if you get in Google, right? Why you are here? Again, to resolve the issues, guys. Something I'm getting keep on requests like that. So some error message, clearly that error message stating that what is the problem, but still you are unable to resolve. So that's not a good practice, guys. First Google it. What is that error? Why you are getting that error? Maybe guys, what I can do, so here, until unless I go through every step, what you have done, I cannot tell you what exactly you did. It's your responsibility, what you did. Maybe you, so most of the case, what they are doing, so simply they are copy pasting the command, and that output and all they are not watching. Simply they are proceeding with the next command. Sometimes what will happen? Something third command you triggered, you executed. It's not completed properly. Some error message you got, but you haven't followed. Simply you have executed 4th, 5th, 7th, 9th. So definitely 10th command. Once the setup is completed, you will get an error. Something it's not working because third step something dependency is there here. Third step itself failed. So until unless I go like what are the outputs you have, like what you did exactly, I cannot tell. So most of the case expecting to go through each and every step what you did here. So very difficult, guys. You have to resolve it, that issue. Why? What happened? So sir, Amar did the same thing in class. It worked for, but now why it is not working? That means you did something wrong. By mistake, something copy pasted. While copy pasting, some gen characters, some extra characters came in. So try to type the comments instead of the copy paste. In that way, you can resolve the issues, guys. Try to Google it. What happened? So what is the error you're getting? So 99% Linux commands, if you get error, there itself you will get the answer. Try to go through that answer. Try to analyze that error, guys. What is that error? Okay, so in that way, you can like resolve the issues, guys. Okay, so make sure that follow Google it. Your responsibility, guys. Don't expect someone will help you. Someone will go through your output. Very, very difficult, that one. Someone like even especially myself, I cannot again go through each and every step what you did, that output and also only while triggering I may help you. But once you like triggered, okay, so once you completed the setup, final step you are in. Now final step you are getting there. Maybe this command correct only. But what about third command? Third command gone. Third command itself you executed wrongly. Some wrong message, some error message you got, but you did not watch that. Simply you have completed the fourth command, fifth command, seventh command, ninth command. Definitely, guys, you're getting error means it is your responsibility to finish it up, to again resolve that issue as a DevOps engineer. Okay, so simply don't first reduce your dependency, guys. So here in class, we are discussing the topics first of all. What is the topic? How it is working? Again, like how to set up those kind of things we're discussing. But you have to improve your again this R&D skill also, guys. Googling skill, that is also one of the skill you need as a DevOps engineer. You have to Google it. You have to fix the issues. You have to fix the errors, guys. What is that error? How to resolve that error? You should find it out. Maybe sometimes even I may not know that error. Yeah, I have to Google it. So how to find out? You will get so many different ways. Search it in different way. So maybe not only the first try to copy that error and Google it. You're not getting the answer. You're not understanding what exactly I missed. So there might be some suggestions. Do this, check this property, check this property, check this file, try to run this command. What is the answer you are getting? Like this, there will be some suggestions. Go through those suggestions. Still you are not working. It's not working. You are not understanding. Try to change the phrase. Whatever the like search phrase you give, right? Try to change in different way. Search in different way. Same word, same phrase. In that way, you will get the answer phrase. Always improve that skill. Not simply like some document is there, so follow it. So okay, some guys, even guys, simple example, I like maybe last time, not this bad. Last time what happened? Somewhere some associate option is there. Okay, so associate, some spelling mistake, guys. Even that student asking me. So actually, guys, sir, you said it's associated, but here something's different. So that option I'm unable to find out. What? So that much dependency should not be there, guys. You have to fix it. You have to understand. Basically, it might be mistake, maybe spelling mistake and all, right? Maybe sometimes they may change the option instead of associate, maybe attach. Both are same, attached or associate. Sometimes they may change the words also, guys. You have to understand. So I'll say associate here, attached is there. Maybe this is different option. You may think that way, but you can find the answer. Both are same or not, you can Google it. Is there any difference for that one and this one? Or both are same options? You can Google it and you can find it out. You no need to come to me for that. If it is there as it is, you're getting some notes and all. What is the use? Why they are paying like 15-16 lakhs for you? Right. So here your responsibility to increase maybe your R&D. Okay, so make sure that create skill set, guys. Okay, go through these Google documents, sorry, Google G Drive, guys, Google Drive, and make sure that your EMP created without fail. Okay, so I post in all the groups.
Amar,
Make sure that by Monday you completed this.
Amar, can you
Yeah,
please
tell me,
explain
guys.
the 11th page about in that what point? I
Maybe
just
first
go through
go
that.
through with that 11th page.
Okay. Yeah, all are looks good, fine. But 11th page, just subnet is there, right?
That is not required. Just in which subnet, while creating and all, in which subnet you want to create. That is what it is saying. Maybe as of now, no need to select. So but take it just I mean no optional. Okay, it's not
Okay.
mandatory. This subnet option. In which subnet you want to create and all, your maybe some availability zone I want to take. I want to click. So in that case, you need this option. Second, that explanation also there, guys, below. See, explanation is there already. Okay.
Okay.
Every page explanation is there, guys. Just go through with the explanation also. And if at all you have some problem, try to fix it first, your own. Then after come to me. Ping in group chat. Don't ping directly. I'm asking everybody, guys. Still, I'm getting so many private chats. So, sir, this is what I'm getting issue. So, I can't help you guys, everybody like that. You have to fix the issues. Okay, you have to like Google it. In that way only you get more knowledge, guys. Simply for every error you are depending on others means you can't learn much. Definitely you will face problem once you again start your project. Once you enter into project. Okay, so make sure that guys complete this. So Monday onwards we'll start a new topic again. So AWS will learn
Okay.
that. Okay, so complete this.
Amar, last
Yeah.
one doubt.
Yeah.
Load balancer is automatically creating the instances, right? Our server based on the AMI. So if less load is there, the whatever the created instance, it's going to be stopped or terminated.
Terminate only. Your auto scaling will terminate the things.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And make sure that guys after the practice test. Okay, so after you tested this auto scaling and load balancer, please delete your auto scaling and load balancer. Then only your servers will be deleted. If you simply delete your servers, those servers again will be recreated by auto scaling. So again, that option also here there, guys. How to delete your load balancer, how to delete your auto scaling. Those things also available in these notes. Okay, so make sure that you follow this step by step as it is there, guys, including description. What is that option? How to make it? Everything is there. So make sure that so create and delete also after the practice session without fail. Okay. Yeah. Okay then, guys.
Thank you, Amar.
So thank you very much. We'll meet again on Monday.
Send that link to the
Yeah.
group.
With
Yes.
your topic. Sorry guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.